message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from the Churches Health Association of Zambia. Cheers.
Ozeron Funeral Services, under the supervision of Mr. Ronald Chimpanga, the Director of Operations, offers the following services: body care, caskets, coffins, tombstones, and long-distance transport. We also provide tents, chairs, and lowering machines. Find us in Lusaka at UTH and Charleston. Contact us on the number 0976 161213, that is 0976 161213, or contact us via our 24/7 hotline on 0975 442107. We also have branches in Monze, Luansha, Chongwe, and Livingston. Ozeron Funeral Services. Come for affordable and quality services.
Time is precious. Don't waste it spending many hours on the road. Utilize the time you have to enjoy the things that matter. Visit places, visit people, visit Kasama through your gateway to possibilities. That's right. Kasama Airport has been upgraded and is now open and ready to welcome you with open arms. Contact the airline of your choice to book your next trip into the region. Zambia Airports Corporation Limited. Keep flying.
Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Shuma Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Shuma Auto Parts tires.
Really? But where are they?
Road Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka 2057 and 0747235. Email shumaautoparts@gmail.com. Shuma Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The happy world of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Compliments of the season. This is the 5FM main news at 18:30. The headlines. Government enters into an agreement with International Resources Holding to boost production at Mopani copper mines. The World Bank grants Zambia approximately 125 million United States dollars. France closes Niger embassy after row with military junta. This news bulletin is also streaming live on the 5FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. With the news in detail, Herbert Mutabi. Government has entered into an agreement with International Resources Holding, to which IRH has committed to invest a total of 1.1 billion United States dollars into Mopani copper mines as a strategic equity partner. Speaking during a press conference today, President Hakainde Hichilema said the government, through Zambia Consolidated Copper Mines Investment Holdings, will retain a 49% equity stake in Mopani, while IRH will have a 51% stake. President Hakainde Hichilema says government will work with different stakeholders in order for the country to have commodity trading. The head of state says government is working on introducing value addition, which will involve the processing of minerals. The head of state adds that government has increased the participation of Zambians in Mopani.
We've invited the Americans, the Germans, the Chinese, the Japanese, the French, the Italians to partner with us, and we'll be looking for 50-50 split. These are greenfields. This is an old mine which was messed up by those who make noise every day. But for the new transactions, we're looking for a range of 40-60 up to 50-50 or 40-60 within there.
Meanwhile, the president has signed Access to Information Bill into law. The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, says the cost of living for a family of 5 for the month of December in Osaka stood at 9,157 kwacha 41 ingwe. JCTR's Social and Economic Development Program Manager Muchimba Siamachoka says this is notably higher than the recorded figure of 8,982 kwacha 82 ngwe in December 2022, and an increase from 9,060 kwacha 60 ngwe in November 2023 by 96 kwacha 81 ingwe. Ms. Siamachoka says that the increase in the basket was attributed to increases in the average prices of some commodities such as charcoal as well as chicken. She says as the year comes to a close, the center reemphasizes the need to foster and strengthen pro-poor policies aimed at eliminating poverty and vulnerability in the country. Ms. Siamachoka says that the government should continue its support for the agricultural sector, particularly small-scale farmers, to maximize the potential of their land and compete favorably. Farmers need substantial assistance, including training programs and accessible loans.
Parliament has passed the law, Access to Information Bill, which was never done in 20 years. That bill has been passed. And I'm glad to say to you, I'll be signing it here, right here today. You will be the witnesses. As you know, the president can refuse to sign the law. And when the president refuses, it will not take legal effect. But I'm glad to tell you that I'll be signing it right here, once we're done. This government has passed the Child Code Act. Now it's law, protecting our children. It was never done again over 20 years. Never done.
We apologize for that wrong clip. Researcher and consultant in climate smart agriculture, Oliver Bulaya, says that the setting up of a top dressing manufacturing plant is a great advancement as a country. He says that the country needs more of such in most provincial centers as the only way that will lower production cost of maize. He was commenting on the revelation by President Hakainde Hichilema during the end-of-year press conference today that Zambia in 2024 will start producing top-dressing fertilizer. Dr. Bulaya further says there is urgent need for local competition in the fertilizer production that can leverage prices of the commodity. And Dr. Bulaya has commended the government for the strides it has made in the fight against climate change. He says more needs to be done in supporting the Ministry of Green Economy with budgetary support to equip and sustain its operations.
This is a sign of leadership. President has where we are coming from, where we are, and where we are going as a country in terms of government plans. This is the spirit that must be emulated by those around him who merely trash the complaints from Zambian people regarding the same issues the president talked about regarding the performance of the economy. However, there is also need for all those entrusted with responsibility at provincial district levels to engage the Zambian people positively. Feedback is very, very important. The government may be doing a lot in reversing challenges communities are going through.
The Ministry of Health has urged the National Nutrition Association of Zambia to promote sustainable diets and optimal nutrition, which is key in the face of both infectious and non-communicable diseases the world is currently grappling with. Speaking during the National Nutrition Conference and Annual General Meeting today, the minister has underscored that the government will continue to attach great value to nutrition, both in policy and action, because of its impact on the health and socio-economic status of citizens. Ms. Masebo has also urged all nutritional professionals in the country to be above board as they serve the people of Zambia, adding that what the country may be lacking may not necessarily be adequate and sustainable diets, but may be quality information on nutrition delivered by professionals. She has further called on the association to take their responsibility in adding value and their voices to initiatives that should help transform the food system to help empower people to have healthy and sustainable diets. The minister, who was represented by the Ministry Permanent Secretary, Dr. Kennedy Lishimpi, has since encouraged them to take advantage of government's enabling environment to push the nutrition agenda on all its fronts.
We urge participants to actively speak to the objectives set out for the meeting. We look forward to the outcome and expert recommendations from this meeting. I wish to underscore that this administration will continue to attach great value to nutrition. This is both in policy and actions because of its impact on the health and socio-economic status of our people. We will also continue to support the implementation of high-impact interventions which are nutrition-specific and nutrition-sensitive. This includes responsive food systems in the country through a multi-sectoral approach.
Meanwhile, in the last 24 hours, the country has recorded 100 new cholera cases, bringing the total cumulative number to 2,834 and 9 deaths, bringing the cumulative number to 74. The World Bank Executive Board has completed a review of Zambia's second macroeconomic stability, growth and competitiveness development policy financing under the Development Policy Operation Financing. The review will result in the immediate disbursement of approximately 125 million United States dollars on grant terms. In a statement issued, the Ministry of Finance and National Planning has reiterated that the approval of the second review of Zambia's Extended Credit Facility, ESF, and the subsequent disbursement of 187 million United States dollars by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, opened the way for the World Bank to proceed with its decision as the sitting of the Executive Board at its headquarters in Washington, D.C., USA, yesterday. The ministry says the 125 million United States dollars grant from the World Bank is part of its multi-sectoral support to help Zambia restore macroeconomic stability, make progress towards debt sustainability, and promote private sector-led inclusive growth. Finance and National Planning Ministers Tumbeko Musokotwani, Management and staff joined President Hakainde Hichilema in welcoming the World Bank's grant support of 125 million United States dollars, the statement said. Police have urged members of the public who will be traveling during this festive season to exercise caution on the roads. Police spokesperson Ray Hamonga has also urged members of the public to adhere to traffic regulations, avoid excessive speeding, and always wear their seatbelts. Mr. Hamonga says motorists should be patient and considerate to fellow road users to ensure a safe journey. He has also advised members of the public to take necessary precautions to secure their residence if they plan to travel or attend Christmas events away from home. Mr. Hamonga has further advised members of the public to designate a sober driver if they plan to drive and avoid getting behind the wheel if they are under the influence of alcohol.
If you plan to travel or attend Christmas events away from home, take necessary precautions to secure your residence, lock all doors and windows, and if possible, inform a trusted neighbor or family member to keep an eye on your property, personal belongings. While enjoying festivals in crowded areas, remain vigilant about your personal belongings, be cautious of pickpockets, and keep your valuables secure. Report any suspicious activity to the nearest law enforcement officer.
In other news trending this evening, government has evacuated 20 cancer patients to India for specialist treatment as an interim measure to address the disease burden as the cancer hospital in Zambia is undergoing recapitalization. The Lusaka City Council LCC has intensified its cholera response operation by raising down illegal makeshift restaurants in Lusaka's Thorn Park area, commonly known as Mateveto. Up next, business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
The Zambia Association of Manufacturers, AZAM, has expressed a concern at the announcement made by the Ministry of Finance and National Planning in the 2024 National Budget speech that the method of excise valuation for spirits, liquors, and other spirituous beverages to be determined on market price. ZAM Chief Executive Officer Montanga Lindunda says that the government's intention to create a more fair and transparent tax system for the alcoholic beverages industry, which is one of the key sectors in the manufacturing sector and contributes significantly to the economy, employment, and revenue generation. Ms. Lindunda says the change will have huge cost implications for the manufacturing sector, which is subjected to higher costs for production compared to a trader that imports goods produced more cheaply in other jurisdictions with greater economies of scale. She says the measure does not only affect the manufacturing sector, but also threatens to disrupt the local supply chain and lead to an increase in illicit activities such as smuggling and the production of illegal alcohol.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
In foreign news, France is closing its embassy in Niger indefinitely as tensions between the two countries escalate. The embassy says it is no longer able to function normally or fulfill its mission due to restrictions imposed by Niger's military government. Local embassy staff have also been dismissed. Former French ambassador Sylvain Ety said in a letter. Here's a roundup from the BBC for other world news stories.
The Palestinian Red Crescent Society says Israeli troops are continuing to hold 8 of its medical staff who were arrested during an overnight raid in the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza. A Red Crescent statement said those detained were among other paramedics and the Society's volunteers at an ambulance centre. As fighting continues, there have been warnings of an impending famine. Aid agencies in the eastern Sudanese city of Gadaref say there's growing unease that their city may fall to the rapid advance of the RSF paramilitary. The country director of Islamic Relief, El Sadiq Al Noor, told the BBC people were leaving the area. He added he was preparing to evacuate his international staff from Gadaref, east of Wad Mardani, which was taken on Monday.
In sports news, Manchester United's drawn-out ownership saga could be resolved before Christmas Day. Sir Jim Ratcliffe is eager to get a deal signed off before 25th December, which would see his Ineos group pay around 1.25 billion British pounds to buy 25% of the club. BBC Sport understands there's been fresh impetus around negotiations this week. Up next is the weather forecast for the evening. Stay tuned.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Copperbelt, Central, Ruapula, Northern and Muchinga provinces, including the northern parts of Eastern Province, will be mainly cloudy, windy at times, and mild with isolated rain and occasional thunder. Western, Southern, and Lusaka provinces, including the southern parts of Eastern Province, mainly cloudy, windy at times, and warm to hot with isolated rain and thunder, will be mainly cloudy, windy at times, and warm with a chance of isolated rain and thunder. Ends the weather forecast for the evening.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
That item brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories. President Hakainde Hichilema warns against illegal land acquisition. Government has evacuated 20 cancer patients to India for specialist treatment. France to close Niger embassy after row with military junta. For more news, follow us on Facebook at 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy World of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Hebet Mutawi.